Welcome to the deep dive. We're diving into Elder Rasband's October 2023 General Conference talk, How Great Will Be Your Joy.
Ah, a powerful one, right?
It is, and so many of you wrote in wanting us to really unpack it, especially that call for more senior missionaries.
Yeah, it really struck a chord, didn't it?
It did. So we're going to dig into the urgency behind his message, those personal stories he shared, and what it all means for you, even if you've never really pictured yourself doing missionary work.
And it's interesting because he frames it in such a compelling way. It's not just, we need more missionaries. It's about the unique strengths that, well, seasoned members bring to the table.
Right, like he's saying, we need your experience, your wisdom.
Exactly.
Okay, so he starts by talking about gathering Israel, calling it the most important thing happening right now. For someone hearing that phrase, maybe for the first time or even the 100th time, what does it actually mean, like in our world today?
It's easy to kind of gloss over those words, but he's actually making a really profound statement about, I think, the state of the world and the mission of the church. Think of it this way. Imagine like a global family reunion, except the goal is to help everyone recognize their connection to each other and to a loving Heavenly Father.
Okay.
It's about bringing people closer to God one by one and ultimately preparing for eternity.
And that's where this urgent need for missionaries comes in. But he doesn't just say, hey, we need more folks. He shares this, honestly, kind of startling statistic about mission requests versus available couples. Did that number jump out at you?
Absolutely. 10 couples ready to go, but 300 open requests. That's not even a gap. It's like
A chasm.
yes, a chasm. It really highlights the strain on the church's ability to reach out, to offer support, to share the gospel message.
Yeah, it injects this real sense of urgency into his call to action. And then he gets really personal, sharing a story about his own parents' mission.
Oh, I love that story.
They end up teaching this woman named Rebecca, who just happened to be a huge fan of Donny Osmond.
Yes.
That Donny Osmond. I have to admit, that little detail made me chuckle.
It's such a great detail, though.
Yeah.
Because it just brings it down to earth, right?
Mhm.
Like, these are real people
Right.
with real lives and sometimes unexpected connections.
Exactly. You don't expect to hear that name in General Conference.
And that's what makes the story so powerful, I think. It wasn't just some calculated anecdote. It was a reminder that missionary experiences are deeply human experiences.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know who you're going to connect with, what their story is, or how even a simple conversation might change their life.
And her whole family ended up joining the church, right?
Exactly. It wasn't just Rebecca, her entire family. And it all started because of Elder Rasband's parents. It perfectly illustrates that ripple effect, the potential impact that even one senior couple can have.
It's a fantastic story. And then he hits us with this very direct question, almost like he's looking right at us. What are you doing? Aimed right at seniors. And he doesn't shy away from those potential concerns about, leaving family behind, grandkids, all of that. It feels very honest and relatable.
Exactly. He's acknowledging the weight of those decisions, those attachments that we cherish, especially as we get older. But he's also gently challenging us to think about what we can offer, even within the context of our current lives.
Yeah, and it's not like he's saying everyone has to sell their house and move across the world. He lays out this whole spectrum of options.
Absolutely.
Full-time, part-time, serving from home, serving abroad. It's about tailoring the experience to the individual, isn't it?
Yeah, and he actually uses the word smorgasbord to describe the variety.
Which I love.
I know, right? You don't hear that every day in General Conference.
Exactly.
But it's so true. He's not just talking about traditional missionary work either, like packing your bags and knocking on doors. He's talking about serving in temples, supporting local branches, doing genealogy research, contributing to humanitarian aid. I mean, the list goes on.
It's really about finding that right fit for your skills and your passions.
Yes. And recognizing that everyone has something unique to offer, regardless of their age or circumstances.
I think it's easy to get caught up in the what of service, like the specific tasks
Yeah.
or the roles,
Mm-hmm.
and forget about the why.
The why, yeah.
But Elder Rasband, he doesn't let us off that easy.
No, he doesn't.
He speaks directly to that transformative power of service for both the people we're serving, but also for U.S.
Absolutely. And what I find so fascinating is he doesn't dwell on outward rewards or recognition. He's talking about something much deeper,
Right.
a more profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. He talks about drawing closer to God, feeling the Spirit more profoundly, and leaving a legacy.
It's not just checking a box.
Exactly. It's about, I think, unlocking a deeper level of joy and connection in our own lives.
And he keeps coming back to this idea that senior members, you have unique strengths to offer.
Hmm.
Like, we need your wisdom, your life experience, your patience.
Yes. He calls seniors a remarkable force for good, which I just love.
It's such a great phrase.
It is. And he reminds us that, seniors, they're seasoned. They've
Yeah.
seen things, learned things, weathered storms that, frankly, younger generations might not have even encountered yet.
Right. You bring this whole different perspective.
Exactly. A sense of stability, perspective, wisdom. And that benefits not only the people they're serving directly, but also think about the younger missionaries they might be working alongside.
Oh, that mentorship aspect.
Exactly. It's about mentorship, collaboration, recognizing that beautiful exchange of knowledge and experience that happens across generations.
He even uses this incredibly vivid image from Isaiah, talking about the mountains singing and the trees clapping their hands for joy.
Oh, I love that part.
It's not exactly the kind of language you expect to hear, in a conversation about missionary work, but it's so evocative.
It really is. It captures that energy, that sheer joy he's describing. It's like nature itself is rejoicing,
Yeah.
celebrating the dedication and love that these senior missionaries are bringing to their service.
And it's a powerful image for the kind of positive change that can happen, even from just one person's decision to serve.
One person can make a world of difference, absolutely.
And he ends with this incredibly powerful call to action, almost like a plea for more senior couples to really pray about this, consider this opportunity.
Yeah, you can hear the sincerity in his voice,
Yeah.
the urgency.
He even jokes that he wants to be swamped with applications the next time he's assigning missions.
I love that.
It's that perfect blend of like seriousness, but also warmth. A reminder that this is coming from his heart,
It is. This isn't just some, directive from on high. It's a call from his heart.
rooted in this deep love for the church and its mission.
Absolutely. And he brings it back to the heart of his message, really, right? Like the title of the talk, How Great Will Be Your Joy?
It's a beautiful title and such a powerful way to frame this whole topic. He's not just, issuing a call to action. It's like he's extending an invitation
Yes.
to experience something more.
To experience a deeper level of joy.
Exactly. It reminds me of something you said earlier about service being like a key. That unlocks something within us.
Yeah.
It's not about, obligation or just checking things off a list. It's about tapping into that wellspring of love and purpose that's already there inside each of us. And I think Elder Rasband does such a beautiful job connecting that inner transformation to that outward act of service.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying when we give of ourselves, when we really share our time and our talents, we actually open ourselves up to a level of joy that we could never find on our own.
It's so true. And, it's easy to listen to a talk like this and think, well, that's nice, but, I'm not at that stage of life, or I don't have the time or the resource.
But I feel like he's speaking to something much deeper, this longing that I think we all have, no matter our age or what our life looks like right now.
It's that universal desire to make a difference,
Yeah.
to live a life that matters.
To leave a mark.
Yes, exactly. And he's offering a path to do that.
Mm-hmm. And that path might look different for all of us.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of it, right? There's no one size fits all. It's about finding what works for you, your family, your situation.
And knowing that it's never too late to start.
Never too late.
And
And it's never too small a contribution to make a difference.
he leaves us with that powerful imagery, the mountains singing, the trees clapping. What kind of music are you going to create with your life with this next chapter? I think that's something, I don't know about you, but it's really going to stick with me.
Absolutely. It's a question we should all be asking ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we're really honest, it's a journey worth taking
It is.
to figure out what our own unique song is going to be.
Absolutely. And on that note, we'll leave you with Elder Rasband's words. How great will be your joy.